Welcome back. Tesla recalling nearly 700,000 of its vehicles due to tire pressure monitoring system issue. This affects the 2024 Cybertruck, 2017 to 2025 Model 3s, and 2020 to 2025 Model Ys.
Built with a durable exterior, spacious interior, and packed with cutting-edge technologies, the Tesla Cybertruck was supposed to lead the EV trucking revolution in the United States. But unfortunately, the Cybertruck rollout has been anything but smooth. Years of hype are now rapidly crashing, and Tesla has finally decided to recall all trucks and stop production altogether.
We have a consumer alert to pass along now. Tesla announced today it is recalling nearly all of its Cybertrucks in the United States to fix an exterior panel that could detach while driving.
So, what went wrong with the Cybertruck, and how is Tesla planning to fix it? Join us as we break down the dramatic fall of the most hyped car of the century, the problem with Tesla Cybertrucks. When the Cybertruck was first revealed, people were shocked. It looked nothing like any truck on the road. All sharp edges, stainless steel, no paint, no curves, just a raw, armored vehicle tank. Tesla said it was tough, fast, and futuristic. People believed it, and some reservations flooded in. It was the talk of the town. But making that wild design work? That's where the problem started. The body of the Cybertruck is made from thick stainless steel, which sounds great in theory. It's scratch-resistant and super strong. But that same strength means cutting, bending, or welding is difficult. So, Tesla had to devise new ways to build the truck, which didn't work as smoothly as planned. If you think that is an issue, then what you are about to witness will change everything you know about Tesla's Cybertruck. For starters, Tesla factory machines were not built for this material, and they also had to reprogram factory robots. Every delay puts more pressure on Tesla to deliver. When the first Cybertrucks rolled off the line, people were happy.
Tesla announced that its first electric pickup truck has rolled off the assembly line at the automaker's Austin, Texas plant.
But it didn't take long for things to go south. Some trucks showed up with crooked panels. Others had gaps you could stick a finger through. The trim didn't line up. The rain seals didn't hold. And those problems weren't just cosmetic. They meant water leaks, wind noise, and long-term wear. Inside the truck, the story wasn't much better. The Cybertruck was supposed to feel like the future, but instead of feeling premium, it felt unfinished. There were no traditional buttons or knobs. Everything was controlled through one massive touchscreen, including basic stuff like adjusting the mirrors or the steering wheel. That sounds slick on paper, but in real life, it is annoying and kind of dangerous. You don't want to dig through menus while driving just to change the air vents. The issues didn't stop there. The windshield was so wide that Tesla had to design a custom wiper, but it didn't work well. Owners complained it left streaks, didn't clean the corners, and looked like it struggled to keep up with rain. Some trucks had faulty cameras, glitchy lights, or malfunctioning doors. There were complaints that the keyless entry system would randomly stop working, leaving drivers locked out. Remember that one of the top selling points of the Cybertruck was durability. But even that started falling apart. The stainless steel body that was supposed to be maintenance-free? It stained easily, especially with fingerprints and water spots. Owners found themselves constantly wiping down the truck to keep it looking clean. And if you managed to scratch or dent it, repairs were expensive and tricky. To make matters worse, drivers cannot take their Cybertrucks to regular body shops for repairs. Behind the scenes, Tesla has been scrambling for solutions. According to company sources, the truck's design was so different that they couldn't build enough without encountering problems. Well, Tesla eventually missed their production targets. There weren't enough units to go around, and the ones that did make it to customers had more problems than anyone expected. Elon Musk even said production would be a nightmare, and he was right. As reviews started coming in, so did the bad press. Influencers and car experts didn't hold back. They pointed out every flaw, every broken promise. Even longtime Tesla fans started second-guessing their loyalty, and that's when the trust began to fade. What was supposed to be a game changer now looked like an unfinished experiment. All the while, Tesla kept trying to patch things with software updates and quiet fixes. But software can only do so much when the base of the truck, stuff like the design, the materials, and the build process is faulty. But what happens when a company like Tesla, known for innovation, faces a mess this big?
Trucks have been the same for a very long time. We need something different. And we need sustainable energy now. So I present to you the Cybertruck.
And that's exactly where we are headed right now. We are about to reveal the moment it all came crashing down. What forced Tesla to stop the production lines and recall almost every Cybertruck built? You can't afford to miss this part. Tesla Cybertruck shutdown. Tesla drivers didn't sign up to be beta testers. They signed up for a truck that was supposed to lead the future, and instead, they got a product that felt rushed. And let's not forget about the cost. The Cybertruck wasn't cheap. With all the upgrades and add-ons, many buyers were spending over $80,000. For that kind of money, expectations were high, and Tesla didn't meet them, not even close. By early 2025, the writing was on the wall. The Cybertruck was no longer just a controversial design. It has become a serious problem. Quality issues were everywhere. Production was behind. Even the early adopters started to walk away. Tesla found itself in a tough spot. They had pushed out a vehicle that wasn't ready, and now the problems were too big to ignore. The dream was failing. Here's where everything finally blew up. After months of slow production, endless quality complaints, and patchy updates, Tesla made a move that stunned everyone. In March 2025, they officially recalled every single Cybertruck that had been delivered so far. Not a handful, not a specific version, every one of them. Over 46,000 Cybertrucks had to be returned because of a serious safety issue that couldn't be ignored anymore. The recall was triggered by something most unexpected: trim. You see, the trim that runs along the roofline was coming loose, and not just during routine maintenance or rough conditions. These pieces were literally flying off while people were driving, especially at highway speeds. The problem was traced back to the adhesive Tesla used to hold the trim in place. It just wasn't strong enough. Whether it was a cost-cutting decision or just poor testing, it created a dangerous situation. Drivers were watching pieces of their $80,000 truck peel off like tape, and anyone behind them on the road at serious risk of getting hit. This wasn't the kind of issue Tesla could fix with an over-the-air software update. Usually, when something breaks, Tesla just pushes a patch to the car remotely. But this was different. This was physical. Every Cybertruck had to be brought in for hands-on repair. That meant booking appointments at service centers, waiting in long queues, and dealing with slow response times, especially since most Tesla locations weren't even fully equipped to work on the Cybertruck yet. And this wasn't the first recall. It was the 8th. Just a few weeks before the trim incident, Tesla had to recall nearly 4,000 Cybertrucks because of a stuck accelerator pedal that could cause unintended acceleration.
Tesla has been ordered to recall nearly 4,000 Cybertrucks because the accelerator pedals can become stuck in the down position.
Before that, it was faulty wipers, bad lighting systems, and glitchy dashboard software. These weren't just small inconveniences. They were piling up fast, making it clear that the Cybertruck had launched far from ready. Meanwhile, production came to a complete halt. Tesla stopped all new deliveries and put the factory on pause. Officially, they didn't say much, but reports from insiders made it clear the pause wasn't just about fixing the glue issue. There were deeper problems with the production process. With thousands of trucks sitting unfinished or waiting to be reworked, the company had no choice but to freeze the rollout. And then came the cost. Tesla had nearly 2,400 Cybertrucks sitting unsold and undelivered. That's about $200 million worth of vehicles that couldn't go anywhere. They are stuck in limbo. Now, we've come to another interesting part of the video. How did people receive the news? And for Tesla, what is the way forward? Keep watching to find out. Can Tesla still save the Cybertruck? Tesla now faces a massive challenge. It's not just about fixing the glue, patching software, or restarting production. The bigger job is restoring trust. Can they convince people that the Cybertruck is still worth buying? Is it possible that it can be more than just a cool idea with poor execution? They've got to make changes, and fast, before the story of the Cybertruck is sealed for good. This brings us to the final question. Can Tesla actually recover from this and reintroduce a Cybertruck that delivers on all its promises? Or is it time to quietly walk away from the project that once defined the future? Tesla says yes. Behind the scenes, engineers are working to fix the design flaws, starting with the trim, then the wipers, the pedals, and the software bugs. They're also adjusting how the truck is built in the factory. According to reports, Tesla is reworking the production line to better handle the Cybertruck's weird shape and ultra-hard stainless steel. They're bringing in new tools, updating machines, and reprogramming robotics just to get basic quality under control. The plan is to relaunch delivery sometime later in 2025, with all those issues supposedly behind them. The Cybertruck was supposed to prove Tesla could dominate the truck market just like it did with sedans and SUVs. Instead, it showed that even the most hyped product can fall apart if the foundation isn't strong. And while other automakers took notes, buyers took their money elsewhere. Rivian, Ford, and even Chevy saw an uptick in interest. Their electric trucks may have looked more traditional, but they worked. They didn't need to be recalled every month. They didn't have flying trim or glitchy software. They weren't perfect, but they were dependable. That was enough for most people. And here's the thing, the damage has already been done. The excitement around the Cybertruck was built on a promise. It wasn't just a new electric truck. It was a symbol of how far ahead Tesla claimed to be. People believed they were getting something that didn't just compete with Ford or Rivian. They thought they were getting a truck from the future. Something bold, something better. And when that belief collapsed under the weight of real-world problems, something shifted. Now Tesla isn't just trying to fix a truck. They're trying to fix their reputation. They're trying to convince buyers, investors, and fans that this isn't the new normal. The Cybertruck was just a misstep, not a warning sign. And while Tesla has pulled off comebacks before, this one feels different. It's not about fixing one mistake. It's about re-earning trust across the board. Still, there are people who believe they can do it. Tesla's loyal fan base hasn't disappeared. Some customers are waiting patiently, holding on to their reservations, hoping the updated version will finally live up to the dream. And Tesla is banking on that hope. If they can relaunch the Cybertruck with tighter quality, better materials, and smoother software, maybe they can turn the story around. Maybe. But they're not alone anymore. Other automakers have caught up, and with every Cybertruck delay, competitors get more time to improve. Ford's F-150 Lightning is getting better. Rivian keeps rolling out new updates. Even newcomers are entering the EV truck race. That advantage Tesla once had? It's shrinking. So, where does this all land? If Tesla manages to reintroduce the Cybertruck without the chaos, they might win back some of that early magic. But if the next batch has even a hint of the same problems, it might be game over for good. The future of the Cybertruck and Tesla's place in the EV truck market now hangs on what happens next. Thank you for staying with us. What do you think Tesla will do next? In a shocking twist of scandal, the FBI is hot on the trail of USAID officials who fled the country following a dramatic arrest order. Explosive evidence reveals a staggering $100 billion in misappropriated funds, sparking a relentless manhunt and exposing deep corruption. As President Trump's crackdown upends the global aid empire, accusations of betrayal and unchecked power mount. This saga will leave you questioning America's foreign aid policies and the explosive fallout shaking the world. Prepare for mind-blowing revelations. Newly uncovered evidence of massive corruption. Across the nation, citizens are demanding that government agencies, especially those in charge of foreign aid, be run in a fair and transparent way. For many, the news of wasted funds and secret deals has sparked anger and a call to fix an old system that has let corruption run unchecked for too long.
I think it's close to $40 million of additional support, and those contracts are out there and they're working now. They're providing logistical support both to the mission and to the Haitian National Police. Those are facts.
This push for reform has gotten louder as shocking evidence of mismanaged money and fraudulent spending has come to light. Reports have shown that billions of dollars meant for helping other nations have been misused or even stolen. These funds, which were meant for building schools, hospitals, and helping the poor, have sometimes ended up in private accounts or used to support powerful figures. The failure to track every dollar has left many taxpayers feeling betrayed by a system that allowed corruption to thrive behind closed doors. Critics, including well-known figures like Elon Musk and political leaders, have called on those in power to demand that every transaction be made public and that new technologies, such as blockchain, be put in place to monitor where the money goes. At the heart of these calls for change is a belief that a more open and accountable system is needed. People argue that by using simple tools and clear steps, the government can show exactly how funds are spent, making it hard for any bad deals or hidden fees to slip by unnoticed. It is not just about saving money, it is about honoring the trust that American taxpayers place in their government. The hope is that funds meant for building a better future for all will not be wasted on secretive deals and personal gain. The push for reform also extends to better cooperation between government agencies and outside experts who care about the proper use of funds. Voters want to see faster and clearer answers to how money is handled, especially when billions of dollars are involved. Transparency is seen as a key part of restoring trust in the system. The growing chorus of voices is sending a strong message. Every dollar must be accounted for, and those who misuse funds will face serious consequences. FBI launches a major investigation and arrests. In an unexpected twist of events, the FBI has launched a major investigation and made several arrests in connection with what appears to be a wide-ranging corruption scandal.
So the ones that are good, and there's not many of them, but the ones that are good, and there are some, will probably have that be handled by Marco Rubio.
The investigation came following the shocking discovery that billions of dollars intended for charitable projects were found to be missing. Agents found that funds meant for disaster relief, healthcare, and community building overseas had been misdirected, misused, or even stolen. It was only after strong evidence emerged that something was very wrong at USAID that the FBI stepped in. President Trump had given a strong order to stop the wasteful spending when he learned that money was disappearing from accounts meant to help people in need. Soon after that executive order, key officials faced arrest and in some cases even fled the country to avoid being held accountable. The swift move by law enforcement sent shockwaves through the government and the public. Investigators have now uncovered clues that point to a network of corrupt dealings. Money that should have built schools, hospitals, and crucial infrastructure was instead channeled to private accounts and greedy individuals. The poor tracking of every dollar allowed corrupt officials to line their pockets, leaving the projects incomplete and the hopes of many unfulfilled. As agents continue to follow the trail of missing funds, more names and details of corruption have come to light. With the FBI leading a full-scale probe, the aim now is to recover lost money and punish those who abused their power. The investigation, which seems to spread its roots far and wide, is capturing the attention of many ordinary citizens who feel betrayed by a system that promised help and support for those in need. Community leaders, taxpayers, and international humanitarians are all calling for stronger oversight in the use of government funds. This case is seen as a turning point. It is not just about a few missing dollars, but about a deeper call for accountability and clear tracking of funds in every government program. The arrest of officials is only the beginning of a broader battle against corruption in agencies that are meant to serve the public good. The FBI's actions are a strong reminder that no one is above the law and that every dollar must be accounted for. As the investigation unfolds, more shocking details are expected to emerge, and everyone is waiting to see how many more will face justice. This crackdown paves the way for a cleaner, honest government. Direct action from President Trump. From the moment he stepped into office, President Trump made it clear that he would not allow corruption to go unchecked. One of his boldest moves came in the form of direct action against USAID. Allegations of wasted billions and misused funds reached a boiling point, and Trump ordered a swift and dramatic crackdown. He gave a clear command: arrest all USAID officials involved in the misuse of funds and suspend the agency for 90 days. This move shocked not only government insiders but also a nation eager for change. Trump's strong stance was aimed at stopping the flow of money into the hands of those who enriched themselves while the people suffered. Reports indicated that funds meant for disaster relief, schools, hospitals, and food aid were disappearing into private accounts and back rooms of corrupt deals. With direct action, the president sent a message that no one was above the law and that every dollar must be carefully tracked. It was a clear demonstration of his America First policy, insisting that taxpayer money be used to benefit American citizens rather than fund inefficient programs overseas. As soon as the order was announced, the FBI launched a fresh investigation, pursuing detectives to follow every lead. Agents moved quickly to secure evidence and arrest those suspected of fraud. The crackdown was relentless, with officials being held accountable for their actions. Many of the implicated USAID officials fled the country, trying to escape the impending justice. However, Trump's determination and decisive action meant that the net was closing fast on a system with deep-rooted issues. This dramatic intervention from President Trump not only exposed long-standing mismanagement, but also sparked a nationwide debate about government accountability. Citizens, lawmakers, and critics alike demanded that further reforms be implemented to ensure transparent use of funds. New technologies, such as blockchain tracking, were suggested as ways to prevent future mismanagement and corruption. The president's actions ignited hope that a new era of openness and responsibility was finally dawning. Now the nation watches closely as the investigation unfolds and as debates rage on over the future of USAID. President Trump's direct action is setting the stage for change and serves as a powerful reminder that the government must work for the people. It remains to be seen whether these measures will lead to lasting reform, but one thing is clear: the fight against corruption has taken a new, decisive turn under his leadership. This bold step might change everything now. Flight of USAID officials. In the midst of a growing scandal, the dramatic flight of USAID officials has captured national attention. When shocking evidence surfaced showing billions of dollars meant for humanitarian aid had been misused, President Trump ordered immediate arrests of key USAID figures. With the FBI closing in and persistent investigations unraveling years of hidden corruption, many officials chose to flee the country rather than face the consequences of their actions. Within hours of the announcement, chaos broke out at USAID headquarters. Staff who had long been part of a system built on promises of helping those in need suddenly found themselves trapped by their own mistakes. Rumors spread of trusted leaders hurriedly packing personal belongings, leaving behind important documents and unfinished projects. These officials, desperate to escape the fallout of mounting allegations, slipped away through secret channels and boarded last-minute flights, disappearing into foreign lands. Witnesses described scenes of frantic activity as employees abandoned their desks and left behind clues that hinted at deeper layers of corruption. The flight of these officials did more than remove a few key players. It cast a harsh light on an agency that many believed was once dedicated to genuine aid and support for struggling communities. Instead, allegations grew that millions of dollars destined for schools, hospitals, and disaster relief were being funneled into private pockets and used for personal gain. The public reaction was swift and fierce. Taxpayers, outraged by years of wasted money and hidden deals, demanded accountability from a system that appeared to be rigged in favor of the powerful. Critics argued that the mass exodus of staff was a clear signal of guilt, showing that those responsible were more focused on self-preservation than on serving the public. In the wake of these events, calls for reform intensified, with activists insisting that greater transparency and strict oversight must replace the old, broken ways of managing foreign aid. As investigators continue to piece together the full scope of the mismanagement, the flight of USAID officials remains a stark reminder of the dangers posed by unchecked power. This episode has not only disrupted vital programs meant to support vulnerable communities, but has also left the nation questioning the reliability of its aid agencies. Many now wonder if those who ran the agency had a plan to cover up their wrongs and escape responsibility, leaving the public to bear the cost of a broken system. For now, the mass departure stands as a powerful symbol of chaos and loss, misappropriation of funds, and global impact. The misappropriation of funds by government aid agencies has far-reaching consequences that stretch across the globe. Billions of dollars meant for disaster relief, education, and healthcare have not reached those in need because of corruption and poor management. In many cases, money intended to rebuild communities and save lives ended up in private accounts or was wasted on expensive contracts that offered little real help. This misuse of funds not only betrays the trust of American taxpayers, but also deepens the struggles of people in poorer nations. Countries facing crises, such as those hit by natural disasters or ongoing conflicts, have seen aid money diverted from its intended purpose. Instead of being used to build hospitals, schools, and safe water systems, funds were rerouted to cover high administrative fees and pay for overly expensive services. For example, a project supposed to provide clean water ended with only a few wells built, while millions of dollars vanished. The funds that were meant to help developing nations are now contributing to poor economic growth and a cycle of poverty that is hard to break. The global impact of these financial missteps is profound. When money disappears from one country, it causes a ripple effect that can destabilize entire regions. Local governments may find themselves unable to support essential services such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. This failure not only hurts communities directly impacted by the crisis, but also weakens trust in international aid programs. Many citizens, both in the United States and abroad, feel betrayed when funds disappear without clear accountability. Critics argue that stronger oversight and clear financial tracking are needed to stop the trend of misused aid money. Simple tools like digital systems could provide real-time tracking of funds and help make sure that every dollar reaches its promised destination. With better systems in place, aid programs could regain trust and make a true difference in the lives of people around the world. In the end, misappropriation of funds hurts more than just the bottom line. It undermines trust in government institutions and international aid. Without proper reforms and clear accountability, misused money continues to fuel instability and poverty, leaving communities in need without the help they deserve. The push for transparent aid tracking is crucial not only for saving billions in wasted funds, but also for building a fairer and more stable world for everyone. Widespread calls for reform and greater transparency. Across the nation, growing calls for reform and greater transparency have been heard. Citizens are upset that billions in funds meant for disaster relief, education, and healthcare have vanished or ended up in private hands. Reports reveal that money meant to support struggling communities is being wasted through hidden deals and poor oversight. This misuse of funds has not only harmed those who need help abroad, but has also betrayed American taxpayers who deserve to know where every dollar goes. Many people are now demanding that government agencies, especially USAID, adopt simple yet effective changes. They argue that a clear system to track every transaction is needed. Some suggest using digital tools like blockchain technology that can record funds in real time, ensuring that money reaches its intended destination. With better tracking, it would be much harder for corrupt officials to hide behind complicated deals and waste millions. Share your opinions with us in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen and you will enjoy it.